Hi, I'm Anika Chapin, Signature's Director of Artistic Development, and welcome to Into the Words. A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum is one of the funniest musicals ever written. It's a farce based on the plays of the ancient Roman playwright Plautus, which means it follows certain farcical rules. The plot is a series of escalating zany mishaps, and the characters are all based on classical comedy archetypes that Plautus used, and which we still use to this day. You might think that turning this immortal comedic form into a musical would be an easy thing for Stephen Sondheim, who wrote both the music and the lyrics for the show, the first time he had done so for a show on Broadway. After all, he's one of the smartest writers who ever existed. But as Sondheim himself said, Forum was the most difficult set of lyrics he ever had to write. The problem was this. Sondheim had been taught by the great Oscar Hammerstein that songs in a musical should contain a great deal of information about the plot and the character, that songs almost function as mini plays unto themselves. But with farce's fast plots and, as Sondheim said, one-dimensional characters, Sondheim learned that there simply wasn't much space for the depth and richness of storytelling he was used to. Instead, he had to view the songs in Forum much as Plautus himself had when writing his plays, as breaks from setting up the breakneck plot. And you'll notice that most of the songs in Forum are found towards the beginning of the first act, getting sparser and sparser as the plot starts getting tighter and crazier. But of course, Sondheim is still Sondheim. So he still wrote songs that reveal a great deal about the characters who sing them, no matter how archetypal those characters are. One such song is Free, which is the I Want song for the show's protagonist, Pseudolus. Pseudolus is a slave owned by Hero. What starts the plot is Hero's want, not Pseudolus's. Hero has fallen in love with a beautiful woman he has seen in the house next door, but he's not the sharpest tack in the box, and so to get her, he needs a scheme and someone smart and savvy to execute it. Thus, a bargain is struck. If Pseudolus can find a way to unite Hero and his love, Philia, Pseudolus will be free. And as much as Sondheim claimed that the songs in this show didn't contain much depth of plot or character, he wrote a song that shows the power of even the concept of freedom for Pseudolus. Pseudolus blossoms from someone who doesn't even want to say the word free to a humanitarian thinking far beyond himself just over the course of the song. So let's listen to how it happens.
Free. Oh, what a word. Oh, what a word. Say it again.
Free?
I've often thought, I've often dreamed how it would be, and yet I never thought I'd be once more
Free.
But when you come to think of such things, why shouldn't I have rights like all others? Can you imagine what it will be like when I am? Can you see me?
Right off the bat, we can hear that the concept of freedom shakes Pseudolus. He can't even say the word. He makes Hero say it, as though he's afraid to claim it even in speech. And this might be a real fear, as an enslaved person dreaming of freedom might have been a punishable offense. The idea that he won't own even the idea in speech continues with the lines. They're not full sentences, only fragments. He won't say a full sentence. So you can hear how scattered and excited Pseudolus's thoughts are, but still contained in the same low notes, as if being restrained. Hero's spoken free is the opposite of what Pseudolus sings here. Not contained, not low, not scattered. It's high and airy and, well, free. But Pseudolus cannot quite allow himself to go there yet. Then he switches to a more philosophical approach, when you come to think of such things, separating it a little from himself while climbing a bit higher in the melody, although still jumping around. But then he can't help himself. He breaks out in the excitement of, "Can you see me?" And this just cuts right through, big and bold. We can hear how much he is feeling this.
Can you see me as a Roman with my head unbowed? Sing it good and loud.
Free.
Like a Roman having rights and like a Roman proud. Can you see me?
I can see you.
Can you see me as a voter fighting graft and vice? Sing it soft and nice.
Free.
Why, I'll be so conscientious that I may vote twice. Can you see me? Can you see me? When I'm free to be whatever I want to be, think what wonders I'll accomplish then. When the master that I serve is me and just me. Can you see me being equal with my countrymen? Can you see me being Pseudolus the citizen? Can you see me being give it to me once again?
Free.
That's it!
Free.
Yes!
Free.
After that first "Can you see me?", Pseudolus allows himself to imagine these different versions of his free future with this great stately music underneath. And there's something brilliant about this particular phrase, "Can you see me?" Because not only is it Pseudolus imagining something in the future, I think that in this imagining, he is going from a non-visible person to someone visible. He is enslaved. In ancient Roman society, he hasn't counted as a full person, as someone anyone would pay attention to. But now, even imagining himself as a free person, he is visible. He says it again and again, "Can you see me?" Those are the stakes for Pseudolus. He could have any one of these futures he imagines, but more vitally, Pseudolus will be seen as a full person in a way he hasn't yet been. And that is a huge, huge thing. And the music when Pseudolus imagines all these wonders he'll be able to accomplish when he's free could not contrast more with the earlier music when Pseudolus is first imagining this. It's higher, right at the note that Hero used for the word free, but also spinning with energy and excitement and joy.
Now, not so fast. I didn't think the way I am. I have a roof, 3 meals a day, and I don't have to pay a thing. I'm just a slave and everything's free. If I were free, then nothing would be free. And if I'm beaten now and then, what does it matter?
Free.
Can you see me?
Oh.
Can you see me as a poet writing poetry? All my verse would be
Free.
Okay, this really isn't its own section of music, but I couldn't help stopping here because this is definitely the most Sondheimian joke in this whole song. So if you don't remember from English class, free verse means poetry that doesn't have any particular rhyme scheme or meter. So when Pseudolus says his verse will be free, he doesn't mean that it won't cost any money. He means that it will literally be free verse. And that is probably what Pseudolus, who is presumably untrained in writing poetry, would write. Because of course Sondheim never has a character make a joke that doesn't also fit the truth of who that character is. Clever, clever Sondheim, I love it. Okay, but just going back a little, despite what Sondheim said about the songs not having much plot and character progression, here we see a little retreat. The music pulls back to that initial hesitant place because Pseudolus is thinking about what the downsides might be to no longer being a slave. But as soon as he hears the word free again, he leaps right back into this glorious excitement at the idea.
A museum would have me pickled for posterity. Can you see me?
I can see you.
Can you see me at the baths with the aristocrats? Every moment that's
Free.
no, at the baths I'll meet philosophers and diplomats.
At the baths.
It's so steamy, who could see me? Be you anything from king to baker of cakes. You're a vegetable unless you're free. It's a little word, but oh, the difference it makes. It's the necessary essence of democracy. It's the thing that every slave should have the right to be. And I soon will have the right to buy a slave for me. Can you see him? Well, I'll free him. When a Pseudolus can move, the universe shakes. But I'll never move until I'm free. Such a little word, but oh, the difference it makes. I'll be Pseudolus, the founder of a family. I'll be Pseudolus, the pillar of society. I'll be Pseudolus, whatever, if I just can be.
Free.
Sing it.
Free.
Spell it.
F-R-W.
No, the long way.
F-R-E-E. Free.
Pseudolus keeps thinking of these grand, exciting dreams for what his life will be as a free person. And these here tend to be on the funnier side, like being pickled for posterity in a museum. But just when we're thinking this isn't going to be serious, Sondheim hits us with this beautiful large-scale thought. When a Pseudolus can move, the universe shakes. One small person can have a huge effect on the world, but only if they're free. And I love what Sondheim does with the language here. Pseudolus speaks of himself in the third person, again separating himself from this idea as he was doing in the beginning. However, now it doesn't feel like this is Pseudolus afraid to even claim the idea of freedom himself. This feels like Pseudolus has gone even further than claiming it. He is placing himself as part of a key group, and he can see a greater truth about humanity in general. Pseudolus is a category here of him and also of people like him, the people that society has ignored and undervalued. Over the course of this song, even the hope of being a free man has caused Pseudolus to go from incomplete sentences and contained notes to this beautiful, deeply humanitarian philosophy. And one of my favorite details of this song is that Pseudolus and Hero sing the final free together. At first, only Hero, a free man, was singing or saying the word. But when Pseudolus is free, they will be equal, on the same plane, singing the same note. The song is not only telling us in the words, but also showing us in the arc of the song how vital a thing freedom is.